You can't afford to be sick in this country. And that's not an exaggeration. That's reality. Let me tell you how broken this system is. Back in my day, when I got sick, I went to the doctor. Paid maybe $5, sometimes nothing. Insurance covered the rest. I worked for the phone company, had good insurance, family plan, covered Helen, covered the kids, never worried about it. Got sick, went to the doctor, got medicine, got better. That was it. No bills showing up 3 months later. No surprise charges. No fighting with insurance about what's covered. It was simple. Being sick was about getting better, not about going broke. Now, my grandson got strep throat last year, went to urgent care, 15-minute visit, got antibiotics. You know what the bill was? $400 after insurance. $400 for strep throat, something they cure with a $10 bottle of pills. And he's got insurance, pays $300 a month for it through his job. And it covered almost nothing. Deductible, copay, out of network. All these words designed to make sure you pay more. Here's what happens now. You wake up feeling sick, really sick. Should probably see a doctor. But first, you do the math. Can I afford the urgent care visit? What's my deductible? How much have I paid this year? And if the answer is I can't afford it, you just don't go. You take some Tylenol, hope it passes. Hope it's not something serious. My grandson's girlfriend had chest pains last month. Chest pains. You know what she did? Nothing. Didn't go to the ER. Why? Because the last time she went to the ER, it cost her $2,000 for them to tell her she had anxiety. $2,000 for anxiety. So she sat there with chest pains, gambling that it wasn't a heart attack because she couldn't afford to find out. That's where we are. People choosing between their health and their rent. And if you do go to the doctor, good luck understanding the bill. It'll show up 3 months later, from 5 different places. The hospital, the doctor, the lab, the anesthesiologist you never even met. All separate bills, all with different amounts, none of it making any sense. And if you can't pay, it goes to collections, ruins your credit, follows you for years. Being sick doesn't just make you unhealthy, it makes you poor. You know what it's like in other countries? You get sick, you go to the doctor, get treated, go home, no bill, done. But wait, people say, they pay for it in taxes. Yeah, they do. And you know what? Their taxes aren't even that much higher than ours. And they don't go bankrupt because they got cancer. They don't avoid the doctor because they can't afford it. We're the richest country in the world, and people are dying because they can't afford insulin. Insulin costs $5 to make. They charge $300. Here's what happened. We turned healthcare into a business. Insurance companies, pharmaceutical companies, hospital corporations, all trying to make a profit off your sickness. And my generation let it happen. We voted for politicians who took money from these companies. We believed the lies about socialized medicine. We were terrified of the government running healthcare, so we let corporations run it instead. And corporations don't care if you live or die. They care about profit. People are rationing insulin, skipping doses to make it last longer, and dying because of it. People are pulling their own teeth because they can't afford a dentist. People are setting up GoFundMe pages just to pay for chemo. In the richest country in the world, this isn't a healthcare system, it's extortion. Pay us or suffer. Pay us or die. I'm 86 years old. I've got Medicare now. I'm covered. Finally. But I remember what it was like before Medicare existed. Old people going broke, dying because they couldn't afford care. That's why we created Medicare. Because we recognized that health care is a right, not a privilege. But we only did it for old people. Everyone else, you're on your own. Good luck. And that's wrong. You shouldn't have to choose between seeing a doctor and paying rent. You shouldn't have to ration medicine. You shouldn't have to set up a GoFundMe to survive cancer. Healthcare should be a right for everyone, not just people over 65. And until it is, people will keep dying, keep going broke, keep suffering, because they can't afford to be sick. You can't afford to be sick. And that's not your failure. That's our failure. We built this system, or let it be built. And you're the ones paying for it, literally. This is Old Walt, and I'm sorry we failed you again.